Okay. So there is a concept called lazy loading. So what will happen is whenever you are loading any website, okay, whenever you are loading any website, first that website files has to be downloaded. Then only we will know the this page. Suppose if you want to see this, you can go to inspect and go to the network, click on the network. Okay, so you can reload it here. So automatically here there will be some files will be loading. The first one is nothing but your index.html file. This is your index.html file. After the index.html, there is a one JS file is there. So what is that JS file? Here bundle.js. So here whatever the code we have written right in all our React components, every code will be coming here. Okay, whatever the code you have written, every code will be combining into one JavaScript file. That JavaScript file will be coming into this JS file, something like this. Okay, so and there is some web service, this is not required, and these all are just icons. So where is all your code? Inside the bundle.js. So who will convert all our application React code into this bundle.js? That webpack is there, right? Webpack is a one babel and webpack we are talking, right? So that will convert entire library like this project into one JS file. Okay, so now what will happen is if you see the this file size, okay, so whenever you are seeing this size, and suppose I will click here. So what is the size here? 673 KB. Whenever we are writing more code, so this file size will be more. Okay, and it will take some time, right? If I'm going to reload to load this data from the website, it will take some time. Okay, so that is the reason whenever if our file size is more, first time whenever you are opening this file, right, it will take more time to load this data. So that is what will happen. Okay, suppose if we are working in a big project, it will take some time to load it, right? To avoid this problem, there is a one concept called lazy loading. Okay, so what is this lazy loading? What we will do, suppose if you are opening our code here, how many components we have it inside the component? We have a dashboard, demo, employees, company, so many components are there, right? Okay, whenever our first page is loading, whichever the components are not required, only which component is required? Home component, header component, footer component. Some components are not required at that time. Okay, only suppose we'll go to here, and if I want to go to employee, when is the employee required? Only after I log in, then only employee is required and company is required. Correct, right? Until that, there is no employer, nothing. We don't need any other pages. Suppose whenever I'm clicking here, at that time only I want to load the employees. Otherwise, till that time I don't need to load the employees itself, right? Okay. But if you are not doing anything, by default, what will happen is entire code will be downloaded as in the first itself. So it will take some time, right, to load this. To avoid this, we are going for a concept called lazy loading. So what will happen is we are going to say, don't load this component until we are going to use it. You don't need to load at all. Only whenever we are going to use it, then that time we are going to load it. So what is the advantage? Your bundle size will be less because this component is not part of the that whole big file. So automatically your bundle size will be less, and automatically your first time whenever you are loading your page, that will be faster. That is the reason we'll go for a lazy loading. So lazy loading means we will load the components whenever it is required. Till that time, we will not load it. So what is the advantage? It will improve the performance. First time, whenever we are loading our website, it will improve the website performance. So from React 16.16 version, they have given one component called Suspense. Okay. So using this Suspense, we can implement the lazy loading in React. So this is the class. So let us see how to, what are the steps we want to do it. Suppose, so what we are going to do, let's go to our component here. Suppose we'll go to our app.js. So where are we writing all our code? We are writing all our code where, in which place? App.js file. So here, if you see here in the router.component, you have written one route, right? Inside the route, you are writing a employees, and you are writing like a this is a company. Suppose if I don't have a company, let me write company. Okay, that's fine. And user something like this. So here the problem is by default you are writing normal import. Okay, if you are writing a normal import like this, users, component employee, automatically it will be loaded and it will be part of the bundle itself. To avoid this problem, we have to follow these steps first. Okay, so first we need to import this suspense. Okay, so like whichever the component we want to load it later, that component we have to use inside the suspense. Let us use the suspense for the here. Suppose we want to load this employee tag later. Okay, so in this case I can use like a suspense. Okay, and I can close this one, suspense. Okay, so inside the suspense I will move this code to here. Okay, and before while it is loading, we want to show some dummy data or some placeholder. Okay, so the for that reason there is one attribute called fallback. So inside the fallback, you can give any component. It will which will show something loading, something like this. Or if you have a loader component, you can show that loader also. Anything is fine. So we are going to write like a loader here, and let us click the something. So fallback is equal to here you can write any component name. Suppose if you have a loader component, you can write a loader component, or you can simply write like a loading some div itself. So this is the step. So this suspense tag is available only from 16.6 version. Okay, and that is so next thing is now you have used this one, and second thing is whichever the tag you have used, right, this component, you should need to change your component import into some other style. You should not directly use like our tag here. Suppose here we are directly using our tag, right? If you see our import, directly we are using like this. You need to change this import in a different style. That is the second part. So let's go to, there is a method called lazy. Okay, there is a method called lazy. This is available inside the React. Okay, so let us use this lazy. I'll simply go here and add it. Okay, so this is nothing but a react.lazy, and here what is the file name we want to import it here? First by default you import it. Okay, problem, let me fix this import problem. Quick fix. So this is the line I have reverted. Okay, so I am copying this line. Okay, and I'll just add it here. So by default, where is this my JS file is there? Where is my JS file is there? Inside the components and employee sum here. So I'm going to copy here and I'm directly adding here, something like this. Okay. So here I can store that response, whatever the response, this response, I am going to store it as a employee component. So I'll remove the employee top here. Okay. So let us see, verify again. We are using a React.lazy. Inside the lazy, we need to write a import statement. Inside the import statement, like earlier, whatever the import statement we have it, write same copy and paste it inside here and write the .js. Okay. Now you can store that variable into same component, employee component. So that employee component we are using it here. Okay. So suppose see here, first you have done the import. Suppose we can go to here. We already imported the suspense. After the suspense, we are importing our component as lazily. And third one, we are doing the just a suspense tag. Let's go on file, save all. Okay. So let's click the inspect. Okay. So go to network. Let's click on logout and reload the page again. Okay. So here some classes are loaded. Let me click on admin and admin. Click on login. Okay, so there is a users API, that is okay. Let us click on employees. See, whenever we are clicking on employee, this there is a one API called SRC, and SRC, what is the component it is going employee dot check dot something like this. Okay, so if you reload, I am going to reload it again. Please verify. I am going to reload the entire page. Okay, so whenever you are going to reload your page, earlier bundle size is there, right? Earlier some 670 was there, now 617 is there. Like there is a difference. Like this, if you are going to add the lazy loading for all other components, Suppose you want to do it for users also. Okay, let us try to do it from scratch. Okay, so first step, what you are going to do, you are going to write one import statement. Okay, so let us write import statement React.lazy. Okay, and here and it will take one ES6 function as argument, and inside we are going to write a import statement. Which function, which one we want to write users? So I will copy that normal users import statement and I will add it here. Okay, and I want to store this one into one variable. So let us store into one variable constant users is equal to something like this. Let us remove the second one. Okay, now try to use this one for the here. So first we need to use a suspense, and inside the suspense I can use a users. Okay, inside the users I can close the suspense tag. Okay, now file, save all. So where can you see this difference is, let us reload the page again. Let us reload the page again. So now if a bundle size, so that is clear. Let me log in. So type admin and admin, click on login. So there is only user details call is there. Let me click on users. So whenever you are clicking on the users, this time it is loading the real data. SRC, if you see SRC component JS, something like this, it is loading some JS code. Okay, earlier this JS code also part of the first file itself, but now whenever you are adding your lazy loading, it is loading the very late. Whenever it is required, it is loading. So it will definitely improve the performance whenever your application very big. Okay, so first time it will take so much time to load your application. If you want to prevent this, you can use a suspense, and this is nothing but a lazy loading. Very, very important interview question. What is lazy loading? How will you write the lazy loading code in React?